we are going to talk about something that, sorry, I'm on my windy walk. Something that confuses a lot of photographers. And that is, how much time should you spend marketing? Because a lot of people are not spending enough time at all. Wow, is that look green on my face? All that wind on my face? There we go. Okay, so if you are in growth mode, the unfortunate reality is that you should be spending a lot of time marketing. Like, when I was working one-on-one with people, I'd often talk about, if this is their full-time job or even their part-time job. So there's like part-time and full-time hours, what we think about, like a normal work week. And a lot of photographers are spending hardly any time at all marketing. They spend a lot of time doing tasks that are administrative, and they're editing, but marketing is maybe a couple hours a week. So if you were a startup, this is one way to think about it. If you were a startup and you had a product and you had to get it out into the world, you would immediately want to hire out your admin and all of those other tasks that take up time. And your absolute main priority would be to raise awareness about your product and what your services of your startup. Because if you don't do that, then you're not going to gain any traction and your business is not going to move forward. And for photographers, I feel like it doesn't really translate that way. It's sort of like you do the shoots that you get and you blog and you post on social media once a week. And then the rest of your time, if we're honest with ourselves, is a little bit of an honesty check-in. Also, these hats always look really cool on everyone else but me. I look like a train conductor. But I feel like for the vast majority of people, the busy time that they spend marketing is actually scrolling on social media, feeling comparison, feeling gross and bad about themselves. And that's been me too. That's not just you, that's been me as well. So instead, you need to focus on money-making tasks. What is going to raise awareness about your product, your business? What's going to raise awareness about your sessions? And I know that a lot of you don't like to think about your photography work as a product, but sometimes it can be really helpful to frame it that way. Because if you were selling a pair of shoes, you would have to constantly be showing up and talking about the benefits and the features and showcasing images and videos. And you couldn't just sort of like hope that everyone knows that you're selling shoes. You have to talk about it all the time. So if you got a part-time and administrative role at a company and you were in charge of marketing and admin, and you spent no time on marketing and you spent all your time on admin, but your job was marketing, then your boss would probably fire you because you wouldn't actually be doing any marketing. So you need to be setting aside a fairly good chunk of time to market your business. That's just the reality. And I wish it wasn't, because I wish we could just do beautiful work, have people see it, have people book us. But that's not how it works. So sometimes reframing it to think, if you could box up your photography sessions into a little box and sell them to people, how would you market that? I bet you would market it, way less emotionally than you are now. You're probably marketing very emotionally because you care about your sessions. I care about my sessions, but more than that, what you care about is being perceived. If you were selling something that you felt more disconnected from, you may not worry about perception as much. If it was your job to market that, you would show up regardless because you have to get paid. So if you're a full-time photographer, marketing should be a big, big chunk of your time. If you're a part-time photographer, then again, you have to set aside time. If you have time this week, you should be planning marketing. If you have a busy week next week, it's sort of like you can't put it on the back burner. You can't hope it's going to be done for you. It's one of those tough love moments of nobody is coming to market your business for you unless you hire it out. No one's coming to talk about it. Yes, you'll have happy past clients who, refer their friends, but that's not reliable. That's not reliable to you as the business owner. So the answer is, the amount of time you should be spending marketing is probably more than you're doing now. And when I really started seeing traction, I was spending like 10 to 15 hours a week marketing. I know that sounds crazy, but if I didn't have something to edit and I didn't have client emails to send, then the time I was spending was on social media as a consumer of other people's ideas, products, services, not as a creator. And I'm not saying spend all your time on social media. There's email marketing, there's blog posts, there's researching SEO, there's optimizing things. There's always something to do with marketing. There's going out in your town and introducing yourself. There's going to networking. There's so many things that you should be doing. So a little bit of a tough love on this Monday. But if you're struggling with any of that stuff, then reach out to me. I love to help. I love to help people come up with ideas and plans, and I'd be happy to help you. But yeah, you need to be spending a solid chunk of time. Unless you have a marketing department, every other business has a marketing department. You are yours. So until you outsource it, it needs to be a significant part of the way that you spend your time. So I hope that helps you reframe things a little bit.